Before weather forecasts, before satellites, and long before science could explain the atmosphere, ancient humans had already learned to read nature's hidden signals. The clouds, the wind, the animals, even the smell of the air could reveal that rain was on its way. But how did they unlock this remarkable knowledge? Thousands of years ago, there were no forecasts on television, no radar maps, and no smartphones. Yet somehow, our ancestors often prepared for storms before the first drop of rain ever touched the ground. Was it just luck? Or had they learned to read nature in ways that modern humans have almost forgotten? Today we're traveling back in time to discover how ancient humans may have predicted rain using nothing but their senses, experience, and the natural world around them. Imagine living over 20,000 years ago. You wake up in a small camp surrounded by forests, mountains, or open grasslands. Your survival depends on finding food, staying warm, and avoiding dangerous weather. A sudden storm could flood your shelter, ruin your fire, or make hunting impossible. Predicting rain wasn't a convenience, it was a matter of survival. Over countless generations, humans became incredibly skilled observers of nature. They noticed tiny changes in the environment that most of us ignore today. One of the biggest clues came from the sky itself. Ancient people carefully watched clouds. They learned that tall, dark clouds often brought heavy rain, while thin, high clouds could signal that a storm was approaching from far away. They also noticed changes in the color of the sky. A reddish sunset might suggest stable weather, while a gray or greenish sky often warned of rain. Even without understanding atmospheric science, they recognized patterns through years of observation. The wind also carried important information. Experienced hunters could feel when the air suddenly became cooler or more humid. They noticed when the wind changed direction or became unusually calm before a storm. Today, we know these changes are caused by shifts in air pressure and moisture, but ancient humans simply trusted what they could sense. Their bodies became natural weather detectors because their survival depended on paying attention.
Animals were perhaps the most reliable weather forecasters of all. Birds often flew lower before rain because insects stayed closer to the ground in humid air. Frogs became louder as moisture increased. Ants sometimes carried food deeper into their nests, while bees returned early to their hives. Even large animals behaved differently before storms, becoming restless or seeking shelter. Ancient humans observed these behaviors repeatedly and learned that animals often reacted to approaching weather long before humans could see it. Plants offered clues as well. Certain flowers closed their petals before rain, protecting their pollen from getting wet. Leaves sometimes turned over, exposing their lighter undersides as humidity and wind changed. The smell of the earth could also become stronger before rainfall. Today, we know this scent comes from natural compounds released into the air as moisture rises, but ancient people simply recognized it as another reliable sign that rain was near. These observations weren't magic or superstition. They were the result of thousands of years of experience passed from one generation to the next. Parents taught children which clouds to watch, which animal behaviors mattered, and what changes in the wind meant. This knowledge became part of their culture. Every successful prediction increased their chances of survival, making these skills incredibly valuable. Interestingly, modern science has confirmed many of these ancient observations. Changes in air pressure really do affect animal behavior. Increased humidity influences insects, birds, and plants. Certain cloud formations are reliable indicators of incoming storms. While ancient humans didn't know the scientific reasons behind these patterns, their conclusions were often surprisingly accurate because they were based on careful observation rather than guesswork.
Of course, they weren't always right. Nature is unpredictable, and even today's advanced meteorologists sometimes miss the forecast. Ancient people occasionally mistook natural signs or encountered unusual weather patterns. But by combining multiple clues, clouds, wind, Animals, plants, temperature, and smell, they greatly improved their chances of predicting rain compared to relying on only one sign. Perhaps the most fascinating lesson is what this tells us about the human brain. Our ancestors developed extraordinary observational skills because they had no technology to depend on. Modern life has made us less connected to the natural world. We often check an app instead of looking at the sky or listening to birds. Yet the same natural signals still exist today, quietly revealing information to anyone willing to pay attention. So, could ancient humans predict rain without science? In many cases, yes, but not through magic or supernatural powers. They predicted rain through careful observation, experience, and an incredibly close relationship with nature. Their knowledge reminds us that long before satellites and weather stations, the natural world itself was the first weather forecast. The next time dark clouds gather overhead, birds suddenly change their behavior, or you notice the fresh smell of the earth before a storm, remember this: you're seeing the very same clues that helped ancient humans survive for thousands of years. Nature has always been speaking. It simply takes careful eyes and patient minds to understand its language. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into humanity's ancient survival skills, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what's the most surprising natural sign you've ever noticed before it rained. See you in the next video.